Hey there everybody, my name is Keno, very sick Keno today, and we're back with our Montreal Canadiens franchise mode series. Now this is going to be a bit of a shorter episode. I know I said I was going to get a bit of a longer one done for today's episode, but I'm running low on time that I have to record and time that I have to edit, and I'm also just not feeling good. So I'm going to get as much done in this episode as I can, but it might not be a marathon episode as I had said it was going to be. But let's jump back in here. We had a pretty amazing season last season, even if we lost in the second round to the Toronto Maple Leafs. And yes, as that one comment said, I almost did cheer when Mitch Marner scored that game-winning goal. There is no doubt. That was one of the funniest comments I'd seen, and he was spot on. I almost did cheer. It can happen. It's an accidental thing. It just happens. It just happens. But anyways, we're back. I'm taking a look here at what is available in free agency, and we have a lot of money to spend, no roster spaces to really fill. So I was trying to think of what we needed, and you know what? We don't need anything big. Yes, we could throw money to Brock Besser, or Brock Nelson, or an Essa Lindell, or Jake McCabe, or Neil Pionk, or any number of these players here. But we don't necessarily need to. I mean, we know for a fact that Jonathan Marchessault was absolutely the last person that we could fit into that top 9. We gave him quite a bit of money to stick around for the next year. There's a lot of options as far as depth players. Like I could bring back Thomas Tatar for a 1-year contract. I could bring in Dmitry Orlov, Christian Dvorak. I could bring him back. There's a whole bunch of different players that we could bring in for short-term contracts like Trent Frederic. I just gotta free up the space in the roster, and I gotta make sure that they don't take any ice time away from our current players or our current prospects. You know, I don't want to bump anyone out of that top 9 unless I absolutely have to. I would love to build that fourth lineup, but I think the fourth line's even doing decently. So I'm going to take a quick look here at who I can send out the door, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, and at the end of the day, I could only find 2 players that I want to send out, Mike Harbin and Nick Blankenburg. Now, Blankenburg might be a bit of a costly decision as we don't have that much depth when it comes to defense, but I need to move some people out, so I can always sign another defender. We're going to quickly move them out to the Calgary Flames, I'm assuming for a 4th and a 6th. Yep, let's do it. 4th and a 6th. There we go. Perfect trade for us. Now we have 3 spots available, including 1 goaltender spot. So let's go and give some contracts out to some players that could make some differences to us, but don't necessarily need to take ice time. That is saying, though, we do need a goalie. I would like to bring in a goalie. There's Adin Hill, Robin Lehner, and Alexander Georgiev. I'm not giving $7 million to Georgiev. No way in hell. I would much rather give maybe $4.5 million to Adin Hill for 1 year, maybe 2. Yeah, you know what? Let's give Arizona, Seattle, and Columbus are interested in him, but I'm going to throw the sun and the moon at him. We're going to give him 2 years at $4.5 million. I think that is a fair offer for him. If things don't work out, we still have the ability to trade him in the offseason. So let's see, 2 years, at $4.5 million. That should bring him in. Now, I wanted to bring in a defender. I don't think we need to do a Neil Pionk or Brady Shea or Jake McCabe or anything like that. Maybe more of a depth defender. Is it Julian Chatfield? Jalen Chatfield, Jordan Osterley, Dakota Mermis. You know, there's a lot of options here. Nizov, Martinez, Chris Weidman back to the team, David Savard back to the team. Jeff Petrie could be good. Jeff Petrie could definitely be good. Yeah, we're going to bring Jeff Petrie back on kind of a depth defender option here. We're going to give him, he only wants $800,000. We're going to give him a bit of a retirement fund, you know, like help send you off. You know, 1 year, $3 million for Jeff Petrie. And then I want to bring in a forward. I don't think I need one actually, but just in case, I was looking at a few players here. There's Victor Olofsson, who would be great, but I think I'm going to go with Trent Frederic here. We're going to give him 1 year. Again, we don't have to give him too much. We're going to give him 1 year, $2.5 million. Again, these are kind of just realistic-ish cap dumps. You know, I don't need these players on my team aside from Adin Hill, but I want to bring them in to fill up that cap and give us a full roster. So we're going to see here, I have offered out a whole bunch of scouting contracts, 20 scouts. We have 20 spaces to fill. I offered out 20 contracts. They're all really good scouts. That'll be good. And I offered out 1 coaching contract. So those are going to take some time. I'm going to quickly sim until we get to the players accepting contracts, hopefully. All right, I think we should be hearing from some players now. I think all of the scouts and all the coach accepted the contract. A whole bunch of scouts accepted contracts. So I lost count. I think we're all good now. I think we're going to go into the players. Let's see. Do they accept? All right, so Trent Frederic is now a Montreal Canadien. Jeff Petrie is back to the Montreal Canadiens. And Adin Hill is very, very humbled that we chose to offer him such a lucrative contract. And we did offer him quite a bit, especially a little bit of term too. But I really think that he's going to be a stable netminder for us. I'm really hoping so. But I think him and Fleury this year, or him, Fleury, and Allen running a three-way tandem will be perfect for us. Matthew Schaefer, Nick Lardy for Jonathan Marchessault, Brendan Gallagher in a third. I would like to move out from Gallagher and that contract, but also we kind of need the cap right now. We're not really a cap-strapped team. Gallagher could be a good depth piece for us too, and he was great in the playoffs, so we're just going to keep it. I'm not going to accept any trades, and I'm going to jump to the beginning of the season now. Oh, and a big trade here. The Buffalo Sabres acquired Kent Johnson and a fourth from the Columbus Blue Jackets for Jack Quinn and Tulola. So Quinn and Johnson, pretty much the staples of that trade, moved in exchange for each other. So hopefully this new fresh start will be better for both of them. Alright, we're here at the beginning of the season. Now I can't see how the attributes have increased. I can only see how their role has increased. Aiden Hill is listed as a starter, and Fleury is listed as a backup. And then down in the system, Allen is listed as a backup. Primo is still a minor league starter, and Fowler is a minor league backup. So those two together will probably run there. And I might call up Allen just to be that third tandem goalie. As for defense in the minors, again, Bodine, Hudson, and Petrie are listed as top 6. We're going to call up Hudson. That's a guarantee. I'll have to see who I can send down, but we'll make those changes in a bit. And then Reinbacher, Gooley, Forsling, Jackeye are all top 4 defenders. And then Struble and Barron are... Oh, wait, Struble's a top 4 as well. I didn't see him because he's all the way at the bottom here, but Struble's also top 4. Barron is the lone top 6 defenseman. So we might need to move some people out to make space for our younger developing prospects. We might have to do that. We don't want to be a bloated team, you know what I mean? Right wingers in the NHL, Caulfield, Waugh, Gallagher, Ylonen, that's perfect. And then Legare and Mazar in the minors, that's fine. In the minors, for the left wings, we have Mysak and McDonough with Fleury and Jackeye. So Mysak could come up, but I think I want to keep him down because we are pretty bloated up top. On left wing in the NHL, we have Marchessault, who's still a second line forward, so that's great. Slavkovsky, Carrier, Farrell is also a second line forward now too. Heineman and Pinard. So I might send down either Carrier or Heineman. We'll have to see. Heineman's listed as a third second line forward, so I think it's time to keep him in the major league. Centers. In the NHL, we have Suzuki, Dak, Newhook, Evans, and Shelley. Perfect. In the minors, we have Finley, Smith, Simoneau, Almgren, Barry Boulet, Frederick, Beck, Kapanen, Kidney, Lasilla. So we have a lot of centers. We have too many freaking centers. Maybe we can use them as trade leverage, but we'll have to see. I'll get the line set up now, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I made a minor miscalculation, and I bet you guys were losing your mind saying, hey, no, you said you wanted him in the lineup. You said you wanted him in the top 9. And now I don't have a space for this player in the top 9, and that is Jesse Ylonen. Because we signed Marchessault, I didn't think about the fact that I wanted Ylonen up. Originally, my thought, and that's why I said I thought that we didn't have space for Ylonen, or for Marchessault, because I wanted to run Shelley, Waugh, Ylonen on that third line, or Farrell, Waugh, Ylonen on that third line. And instead, we are now stuck with Ylonen on the fourth line with Harvey Pinard and Evans, Marchessault, Shelley, and Waugh on that third line, Slavkovsky, Farrell, and Doc keeping their second line together, and Newhook, Suzuki, and Caulfield keeping that first line together. So not too many changes. Maybe if Marchessault is struggling, we'll take that as a way to get Ylonen up in the lineup and maybe move Marchessault out because, well, he didn't even want to stay with the team, so maybe he will be more receptive to us trading him. Aside from that, I'm probably going to start this fourth line because they're a decent recycling line. You know, Evans has decent individual attributes as a defensive and speedy forward with some aggression. Harvey Pinard is pretty good offensively with a bit of defense. He's really fast and he's got a bit of aggression. And Ylonen, we know him to be a very well-rounded, speedy, and aggressive forward. So it works out, or speedy and defensive, forward. So that line starting off against the big boys, I think that's fine. If it doesn't work out, we'll go back to Marchessault, Shelley, and Waugh as that starting line. But I think these are pretty good forward lines we have here, and I think the team is definitely set up to be another contending, like President's Trophy contending team. I don't think we made any big screw-ups in between seasons here. Defensively, it'll be Gooley and Barron on that top pair. Hudson is finally in the NHL. I'm excited to see what he can do with Reinbacher on that second pair and Arbor Jackeye with Gustav Forsling on the third pair. Now, I did get some trade offers for Gustav Forsling as I was simming. One of them was getting Axel Sandin Pelaga from the Detroit Red Wings, and I was really tempted by that, but we've only had him for one season. I didn't want to move him out after one, like, not too bad season. We still have him for 2 more years, so if it doesn't work out at the end of the season, that's when we move him. I don't like to move them out after the first year. That, unless they do terrible and terrible, then I keep them. You know what I mean? So I think we're pretty set up here. And then on the power play, I do have Hudson on that top line power play unit with Suzuki, Caulfield, Shelley, and Ylonen. I want to get Ylonen up there. I know I'm probably missing someone who should be in the power play. That's actually Kirby Dach. So that's really unfortunate. We'll have to see if we can get him in instead of Ylonen. And then on the second power play lines, we have Newhook with Marchessault and Slavkovsky, and then Reinbacher and Waugh on the point. So yeah, it might come to the point that we take Ylonen out for Dach. Just to, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that now. I honestly, there's so many good players here that sometimes my brain gets scrambled. And especially with me being tired and sick right now, I'm obviously forgetting. So we're going to give Harvey Pinard, Evans, and Ylonen that starting line. And then we're going to see how that top 9 does. Aside from that, Laval, I'm going to quickly edit these lines. And then we'll get to simming just a few games of this season. Alright, and with a quick look at the AHL lines, I did forget to mention that William Carrier and Brendan Gallagher were the 2 players that did not make the roster. And Brendan Gallagher, I can't even afford to have him taking away lines for my rookies. Maybe on that 4th line instead of Nathan Legare. I don't know. But he's a scratch in the minors. We'll see about calling him up instead of Heineman. I'll take a look at that. But we do have Owen Beck with Jack Finley on that top line and Jan Mizak. William Carrier with Kidney and Mazar on the second line, Simoneau, Almgren, and Lasilla on the third line, and Florian Jacki with Nate Smith and Nathan Legare on that 4th line. And then defensively, we have our 2 big additions on that top line, Ezra Rabbit and Logan Hensler. So we'll see what they can do together. Maybe they'll be a future defenseman we're playing in the NHL. And then Bodan and Struble. Yes, Struble also found himself on the way down. I want to get his morale and attributes back up and then see what we have there. And then Kovacevic and Petrie on that 3rd pair. And then goaltenders, it's Jake Allen with Jacob Fowler, and the majors will be Hill and Fleury with Caden Primo as the depth. I don't know if you guys saw that earlier, but I do want to get Primo some ice time this season. He's 26 now. I don't think he's going to develop, but he still could be a bombshell for us. So we'll see what we have here. Let's get going through the preseason, and then I might wrap it up here. I don't know. We'll see how we're feeling. Alright, and through the preseason, here we go. I'm going to just quick sim all these games and see how this team does. And look, Seth Shelley, in his first preseason NHL action, gets 2 goals in his first game. So we might have a bombshell there. Against the Buffalo Sabres here, it's a 5-2 win. Cole Caulfield with 5 points now in 2 games. Against the Ottawa Senators, another 5-goal outing for us. Farrell is fully healed, so I don't know what happened to him. Against the Toronto Maple Leafs, who bested us in the playoffs, and they bested us here in the preseason too. Very special day, October 3rd, against the Boston Bruins here. Can we beat them in the preseason? We can. Our team is still gelling pretty well against the Florida Panthers here. Aiden Hill was banged up a bit, so we'll see what happened there. We get a 6-4 win against the Florida Panthers. Now against the Tampa Bay Lightning, the final game of the preseason. How does it go? It is a 7-2 win, so pretty good outing for us here in the preseason. 1 loss against the Toronto Maple Leafs of all teams, so I'm pretty happy with what we have here. I'm gonna go through the first 10 games of the regular season in this video because it's rounding up to be a bit of a shorter video right now, and I want to give you guys a little bit of content so you're a little happy. You know, you're a little happy. I'm sorry that things have been a little jumbled all over the place lately. I will explain in probably a Toronto Maple Leaf video. I got struck really badly by EA Voodoo, and it screwed up my entire recording. Alright, my entire recording. The Butte Bandit series is a little bit of a hold until I can figure it out and get the recording done. And the Toronto Maple Leaf series is on a bit of a hold, probably going to release in the next few days because of what happened. So it's a little unfortunate. I'll go more into detail. Just basically, I lost save files, and it really sucks. It really sucks. But that being said, we're going to go here to the regular season and get our second season. Why did I say third season? No, it is our third season. It is our third season. All right, game 1 here against the Calgary Flames. Let's see how we do to start our 3rd season with the Montreal Canadiens. First period, and we lead 2-0. Slavkovsky picking up where he left off, and Newhook doing great again, picking up where he left off. Shots are 10-9 in favor of your Montreal Canadiens, and the score is currently 2-0. So let's see, second period. It's 3-0 now. Kirby Dach adding a power play goal, so it's a good thing we had him there. We currently lead the Flames in shots 22-15 and the score 3-0. Let's see, third period. I'm going to quick sim this one. And they came back. Zari, Mangiapane, and Barabanov notch goals for the Flames. It is 3-3 at the end of the third. Shots 31-27 for the Montreal Canadiens. But the score is even. Let's see. We're going to quick sim this overtime period here. And score remains tied. Let's see. I'm going to jump in for this shootout. All right, here we go up against the Calgary Flames in the shootout. Huberdeau with the first shot, and he tries to get fancy there, and he can't beat Aiden Hill. Second shooter, first one for the Montreal Canadiens is Cole Caulfield. Let's see how he does. Oh, he roofs it on Wolf. What a nice little toe drag backhand. Kadri coming down for the Flames, second shooter for the Flames, and he is stopped by Hill. If we score on this next one, it is ours. Let's see, Nick Suzuki up against Dustin Wolf. Let's see. Oh, he tries to get fancy, but Wolf just stones him there. Wolf controls that one. Mangiapane coming down for the Flames against the Montreal Canadiens. And Hill makes the save, and we walk home with the win. What a good way. I don't like that we blew a third period lead, but what a good way to stay competitive in this game. All right, so game one of the season in the books. We have a 4-3 shootout win over the Calgary Flames. We're going to go through the next few games here against the New York Islanders, Vegas Golden Knights, Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Dallas Stars. And then I think maybe the next 5 games, we'll see. Quick sim this one against the New York Islanders. Do we win this one? And we lose it 5-1. Not too good look for our first 2 games against the Vegas Golden Knights here in game 3 of the season. Ezra Rabbit is hurt with a broken leg in the AHL, so he's out till the new year. Oh, that hurts so much. We're going to do a quick replacement of player. That's fine. And against the Vegas Golden Knights, we win 7-4. Okay, here against the Tampa Bay Lightning, let's see what happens in game 4 of the season. And it's a 5-4 win. So it looks to me right now like the big problem is that our goaltender is a bit of Swiss cheese. He is a flake of Swiss cheese right now, and he is an .891 save percentage through 4 games played. So we're going back to the tried and true legend, the Flower, Marc-Andre Fleury in this game against the Dallas Stars here. Let's see. All right, game 5. Quick sim this one. And it's an 8-4 loss. That wasn't any better. We're currently 3-2-0 through our first 5 games of the season. We're going to keep going until game 10, and then we'll make any changes, and we'll probably end the video there. So against Columbus Blue Jackets here in game 6, Jaden Struble is hurt down in the minors, so we're going to quick replace him, and we lose 4-3 there. So this is not looking good. Against the Ottawa Senators here, Marchessault is now out with a bruised arm till November 3rd, so Heinemann's going to replace him, and we win that one 6-3, so that's good. That's good news for us. Game 8 against the Buffalo Sabres here. Let's see what happens. It's a 6-4 win. Okay, back-to-back wins here. We got to get our team gelling and working together against the Tampa Bay Lightning in the second last game of this video. Let's see. Game 9. And it's a 4-2 loss. Not looking good for us. Oh, Riley Kidd. We are getting slammed by the injury bug. Holy crap. All right, we're going to slow sim this game against the Detroit Red Wings here and see how our team shapes up. Game 10 of the season. Let's go. First period. And it's currently scoreless. Shots are 8-7 for the Detroit Red Wings. We gotta keep up. We gotta get back into this season. It's still early, but I don't like the way this team is trending. All right, second period. All right, we got a 1-0 lead from a goal by Nick Suzuki on the power play. Shots are 22-17 for the Montreal Canadiens. Score is 1-0. So let's see. Third and final period. Gonna quick sim this one. And Seth Shelley seems to have gotten his first goal, maybe? First sim goal. It's a power play goal. Puts us up 2-0. But Rasmussen answers. Gets it 2-1 for the Detroit Red Wings. But that's where it stands. Montreal wins this game 2-1. Shots finished 37-26 for your Montreal Canadiens. So a decentish way to end off the video. I still don't like that we're 6-4-0. Trent Frederick is now injured. I'm going to have to take a look at those injury sliders. Holy crap. What is that? 6 injuries so far at 10 games into the season? Let's see how everyone has done. Alex Newhook with 8 points in 10 games, Suzuki with 16 points in 10 games, and Caulfield with 9 points in 10 games. So Suzuki's doing great. The others are doing okay, but not what do you expect from that dominant first line, especially Cole Caulfield. I mean, Yuri Slavkovsky with 4 goals in 10 games. Not liking that. Sean Farrell with 6 points in 10 games. That's pretty decent. And Kirby Dach with 9 points in 10 games. So he's still being that consistent player. Emil Heinemann with 2 points in his 3 games, but also a -2. So he's doing okay. Seth Shelley with 4 points in 10 games, so it wasn't his first NHL goal. He's doing okay. I just don't like that minus on that line. And then Joshua Waugh with 7 points in 10 games and a -3. So we're going to have to take a look at moving some players around. Harvey Pinard with 3 points in 10 games. Jake Evans with 3 points in 10 games. And Yolanda with 3 points in 10 games. But that entire bottom 6 is minuses. So I'm going to take a look between videos at what I can do to jumble up the lines a bit and maybe get some scoring going for the next video. Defensively, Caden Gooley with 5 points in 10 games and a -5. And then Barron with 4 points in 10 games and a -4. So he's off that top line right away. We're going to get Forsling up there. Hudson, how have you done? 12 points in 10 games and a +1. He has arrived. Lane Hudson is doing stellar in his first taste of NHL action consistently. Wow, what a great first start for him. And then Reinbacher's also doing pretty good with 5 points in 10 games, including 2 goals. So very impressive from that second line there. Jack Guy with 3 points in 10 games and a +5, so he's doing pretty good. And he's not even getting a lot of penalty minutes. And then Barron, we know that, so let's go back to Forsling, 1 point in 10 games and a +5. So that's okay. Goaltenders is where I'm going to get upset. Fleury with an 884 through 7 games, and Hill with an 878 through 5 games. They both are doing freaking terrible. I'm going to see about getting Fleury out of lineup for now and getting Caden Primo in, see if he does any better. I know I did him no justice in his attributes and ratings. We're going to see if he can still overcome it and become a solid backup or starter for us. We'll see. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. I'm not terribly excited what this season holds for us. Maybe we'll go on a tear like we did in the last season and get like 12 in a row or something like that. Maybe that was the season before, I can't remember. But this team has all the tools necessary to be a dominant top 5 team in the NHL. We just got to get our feet going so far this season. But thank you guys so much for joining me again. This has been a blast, and thank you guys also for all the love and support lately on the videos and on this channel. It's been great watching this channel grow. I thank you guys so much. This has been a blast. If you like this video, please, again, shameless self-plug, all that crap, like, comment, subscribe. It always makes my day. I respond to every comment that I see. So if you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, any jokes, anything like that, anything you want me to mention in the next video, you just do that, okay? And birthday wishes, I'll do a birthday wish, I got no problem, okay? But thank you guys so much for joining me. This has been a blast, and I'll see you guys as we take this team through the majority of the 3rd season in the next video. Take care.